So guys, this one I want to share something with you. It was something that I watched. Things like these has really happened, and people like this, sometimes it is really get away with the things that they do. This man Kpai his wife 10 years ago, because apparently it seemed like all this just unfolded. Well, when I say unfolded, meaning that they come to find out, that he is the one who did it. Only in March, right, when he was arrested. But he Kpai his wife 10 years ago. It's like the woman went missing. Nobody knew what happened to her. He told a lie and said that the woman just up and left him. Obviously he lied, right? But the woman up and left him, so she was leaving him. Some story he gave them. But 10 years went by. Nobody didn't know what happened to the woman, but they were still investigating, allegedly is what they were saying, that the case did not go cool, right? Because I guess maybe, some people, you know how it goes, right? There's always a detective that is suspicious of that husband, but they just can't get no evidence. They can't get nothing. So here's how they cracked this case. Her best friend. This is how far this woman went to bring justice for her friend, because she suspected that he had done something to the woman as well, because apparently her friend, which is his wife, was telling her that how the man was all right in the beginning, and then he started, beating her, slapping her, whatever the case may be, but she didn't tell other people. She only told her best friend. So let me tell you guys what happened. This lady, her friend, went all the way to even getting plastic surgery. This is what she did, guys. She went for the last 10 years of her life, changed herself, got plastic surgery just to get a picture image exactly like her friend. Her face, everything like her friend. She did this for 10 years just to get justice. And what she did was, one day he was at home, just doing his thing as a man, because he was living by himself. But I think he had bought a new home from where they had lived before. Somebody knocked on his door. And when the person knocked on the door, guess who it was? It was the friend that came, that looked everything like the wife now. And obviously, he's like in shock at the person that's at his door. And he's like, because he what else could he say, right? The woman looked just like his wife. He invite her in the house, like nothing. And he said, you're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here. And she's like, what do you mean? I just went to a doctor's appointment. So she playing the game with him, right? Because she want to make him think, no, that he's crazy. He said, but you're not supposed to be here. This is 2025, and it going back to 2015, right? She said, what are you talking about? All I did was went to the doctor to see Dr. Such and Such. What do you want to eat for lunch? And she just played along with that man like nothing. But what she was doing was, she wanted access to the house, which she already had, but he didn't know. So that woman played along like she was the wife. They know what he was talking about. Why did you leave this here? Doing everything like the wife, right, used to do, and everything. Meanwhile, that woman was plotting and planning for him. She even found a place in his house in the attic that she has secret cameras and stuff set up, and he didn't know nothing about it. Tapped into his computer when he wasn't home so that she can get evidence. So what she did was she played along. He went to work like nothing. Meanwhile, she was getting her evidence and everything together. Because the fact that he said, you're not supposed to be here, like she recorded him and he didn't know. Least to say, my people, out of the blue, one guy showed up that was one of the detectives that was working on this case. And when he showed up, the man was like, oh, what brings you here? And he said, well, the case on your wife is still open. I just come in to see if there's anything new or anything that if you heard from her, whatever. And he said, no. But then he turned around because the woman wasn't there. And he said, Emma, which was the wife's name. And the woman was gone. Like she didn't want the detective to see her. And the detective was like, Emma, like that's your wife. He said, yeah, I know. It sounds weird, right? But that's an acquaintance of mine, is what he played it off as. But that detective come to find out that the friend went to that detective a month prior to coming to his house and tell the detective what her plan was, how she had gotten all this plastic surgery to look just like her friend, because she wanted to get she wanted this man to confess about what he done, because she know that he did something to her friend, and she's not going to let it go like that because of everything that her and that girl went through and how the girl saved her so many times from things happening to her in her life that she could have been gone. Least to say, my people. One day he decided that he gonna tell her that after work he gonna be late, because obviously he was frantic. He couldn't understand what was going on. He thought he was going crazy now. This woman is in his house acting like his wife and everything. He drove out to where he buried the woman and went looking to see if her grave that he had dug was, you know, stirred up or any interference or anything. And he said, okay, but everything looks good. Her body has to still be here because there's nothing that was dug up. So who's this woman in my house? This don't make sense. Anyhow, meanwhile, he was going crazy. That woman was playing with him because they took pictures together. She erased herself out the pictures. When he looked on his phone, he said, man, look, let me go back, man. She's here. When he went and looked at the pictures, all he sees is a shadow. The woman is not in the picture. Anyhow, my people, that night when he came back from the grave and she was in the house, she said to him, oh, how was your day? It was a long one. Oh, did you go and visit any grave sites today? When she said that, automatically now he got worried and scared. What is she talking about? And she said, oh, just curious. So finally she started telling him, oh, you think that I don't know you went to a grave site such and such a place? Because apparently she was following it. No, she was recording him. Sorry, she was recording him somehow. I don't know if she had put something on his clothes or in his car, whatever the case may be. And she started telling him, she said, look closely. Yeah, my body's over there, right? So who is this person here in your house then? And he said, yeah, who are you? And she said, look a little bit closely. And she said, but you look like my wife. She said, yeah, because I did all my best for all these years to make sure that I look like your wife. I know everything of her behaviors and the things she used to do just to get justice for her. And he's like, okay, so now that you figured this out, so what's next? She said, what's next? This is just not for revenge. This is for justice and making sure that my friend get the justice that she deserves. Meanwhile, he's talking, she's going on, yeah. He said, was it worth it? She said, yes, it was. Because he's asking her about all these plastic surgeries that she got and all the pain that she went through and all that. Anyhow, while he talking and carrying on, guess what? That same detective that had shown up at his house was right over there in his living room just waiting. She said, all you got to do is confess. I know everything. I know that you Kpai, my friend. You got her buried out in this place, such and such. But why did you do it? Why? I just want to hear from you. Why did you do it? And he said, well, if you already heard that I did it, why do you need me to tell it? She said, because I need justice. I need to hear a confession from you. That is why I say, guys, he waited for 10 years of his life, living in that same town, acting like nothing, like he will get away with this MUDER of that wife and that nobody would have ever figured it out. Because he choked the woman to death, wrapped her body up in some sort of, oh God, I don't remember what the hell he said, wrap her body up in, and just stuck her over there and buried her like nothing. And that spot was supposed to become a construction place where they were going to build like homes and stuff like that, but it never did. It was still soil and grass grew up around it and whatever the case may be. Anyhow, I said to myself, there's a lot of Jane Does. I'm going to call her Jane Doe. There's a lot of Jane Does out there like her. That men did stuff like that too and think that they get away with it and that nobody will ever figure it out. I don't know if any of you saw it. It seemed like it was just released only, seemed like 3 days ago, I think. But he got arrested back in March, is when that same man that was in his living room waiting to hear what he had to say, that is when he got arrested at that moment. And it was like, he asked the woman, why did you go so far? you and the girl was just friends. She said, that's what you think. We go beyond friendship. We go beyond friendship. She started telling him some of the things that people tried to attack her, and her friend would tell her, go and get help. And she would just distract these people. And she started telling him about the timeline of things that that girl said for her over and over and over. And that's why she was not going to just let this go, that her friend just be a missing person, because they had never declared her dead, right? Because nobody knew that he had killed her. But they all thought that based on his lies, that the woman left him and probably just left the town and went somewhere else. And nobody ever knew what happened to her until now. Because her friend said, yes, he did something to her. No, something is not right. Because she said that when the lady told her of how he was beating up on her and stuff like that, she told the friend, you got to leave him. You need to leave him. Don't sit in the marriage and let him continue to beat on you like that. But she never left until he did this to her. And that's why the friend was suspicious. No, she would not just leave town just like this. And don't tell me nothing. No matter what happened, she would have told me something. So yes, many men out there that are doing the same thing to women. And yes, some of them get away with it, meaning some people's bodies are never found, right? Some people don't ever know what happened to the people. They just a closed case. It's just that that person is always on a missing picture, missing person, and they never come back, and nobody ever suspect anybody. But this one, he was doing business transactions with other business people in the town. He was doing all of this and thought that he was just free and clear of what he did to his wife, and that everybody had believed his lie, not knowing that that one friend that gonna stand for her friend is who gonna bring you down. And even though I was like, wow, how the hell this woman pull this off? You know what I mean? I felt like she really went really out there for her friend, and that man could have harmed her as well in that house if he had figured out what was going on before. But thank God she went to the detective and that he was right there in the living room. Because if the man had tried anything on her, guess what? They would have been waiting right there to arrest him. And I'm sure that there was probably more detectives probably outside as well who weren't probably in the house. But I was like, wow, this is how men, a lot of men, I'm going to say a lot of men, because you don't really hear women doing stuff like this. But this is how a lot of men do things to their wives. Sometimes their exes, when the exes leave them, or whatever the case may be, or maybe them themselves ask for divorce, but then they can't handle it because they didn't think that the woman would do it. Instead of letting that woman go free and living her life, they would prefer to go and Kpai her, or Kpai her before she left, because that was his reason for doing it. He said, when the girl asked him, why did you do it? Why did you do this? Why didn't you just let her go if she wanted to go? The woman told him that she's going to divorce him, his wife. And because they were in an argument and she said she's going to divorce him, he decided to just grab her neck and just keep it grabbed until she was no longer moving or doing anything. All because she said she's going to divorce him. Excuse me, guys. And I said, wow, how sad is that? How sad is that? But even though I say how sad is that, and the way how some people think, it brought me back to one person as well in this whole space, right? They wanted the ex deleted or jail. And then us as people, we ask ourselves, why? What is the reason? For what reason? When the person haven't done you nothing. As I was watching that, because again, these are things that we will watch that will bring us back to similar situations like this one here. So, right? The woman told him that she was going to divorce him. The first thing he think of, oh, no, no, no. You ain't divorcing me and going with nobody. Snap you like that. Just like that. Tessa said, wow, that's a good friend. Yes, indeed. I said the same thing to myself too. But based on what they went through back when they were like 16 and 17, I understood why she did it. Why she went to that lengths to make sure that she got justice for her friend. Because of everything that they went through. The only thing is that after he was arrested, based on the story that they're sharing about the timeline, the friend was then like, okay, what am I going to do now? Like, what's next? I am no longer that person that was her friend. I've now changed myself really to become her. The face is like hers. She know that when people see her around town now, they're going to be calling her that same person's name. So apparently, based on the ending of it, she went to the same detective who had arrested the man and told him that, because the detective was asking her now, what's next, she did good, such and such. And she said, yeah, but she was thinking about it. Emma came back home, meaning her friend came back home, because now she is Emma in her face, because she constructed her face just like the friend. And she said the other person is no longer here, meaning herself. That in the process of all of this, she lost herself, because now she has been pretending to be the girl. And then the detective asked her something, but is she sure about this? She said yes. So it seemed like what she's telling him, she said all the flyers are still out there that Emma is missing. So why not take those flyers down? Nobody has to know that Emma died. Emma is back home. Gail, she called herself Gail, I think. Gail went missing a week ago. So she's trying to get the detective to go along with that. That let the people know that she's back home and that her friend went missing. Because I guess maybe she didn't want people to just know that the girl died like that. I don't know why she did it, but that's how it ended. And it's based off of a true story is what they're saying. So I said, wow, what a good friend, right? Yes, it was a little bit dangerous, to be honest, because there were times that her and that man was in the house and anybody come and knock on the door, that woman would disappear. He wouldn't know where she gone. He's in the house calling for her, going and looking in every room. Meanwhile, he did not know that that woman had already had a room in his attic that he didn't even know about. And she was hiding up out there where she planted her cameras to see him, to hear things that he's saying, tapping into his own computer. Because apparently along all of that, he was sending things to his computer and the woman was doctoring it from wherever she was, so he didn't even know. He couldn't understand how the things in the laptop was being doctored. It wasn't making no sense. Even the audio that he recorded of himself talking, oh, my name is such and such, today is March, whatever date he said it was, and I saw Emma, and he recorded that so that people would know that he's not crazy. Guess what? He turned around now, go onto his computer, and upload it, right? What do you think the woman did? The woman went in there and did something to it and scrambled the voice. So when he went back and he played, guess what? He couldn't even hear himself good. So she did a lot of things there to really keep things on the wraps. Because her whole goal was, he is not getting away with this. He is not running free from this. Because from the day that she came there and he was shocked and he said, you're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed. She already knew that he did something to the girl. From the time he said that, you're not supposed to be here. How could you be here? How is it that you're here? So right away, she already knew that he did something. But she said even before that, she already knew he did something. And that is the reason why she went and do all these plastic surgeries to look just like her friend. So she can come back and see his reaction now, so that he could confess. That's why a lot of these women out here that we hear that go missing, all these missing cases and all these things, a lot of these things will be pointing right back to the husband or the boyfriends. In most cases, if you think about it, it is point back to one of the two of them. Or even sometimes they close friends that might have been a boy, a guy or something that has always turned out and do something to them. And I listened to that thing twice. The reason I listened to it twice is because the first time I listened to it, I drifted off to sleep when somebody came to his door to deliver a package. And he and the woman was talking, and then she just disappeared. Like he didn't know where she was and he couldn't understand it. So I turned around then and finished listening to the rest, but I went back and listened to it again this morning because I wanted to hear that part that I missed out. So yes, my people, Always look into things, right? I know that there's a lot of people out there that would not have gone that far as where her friend went to. Because she really went really, really far. Because she said over the 10 years of her coming up with that plan, she had to go through multiple surgeries. Multiple. Because remember, this man lived with that woman. So he already knew that woman down to the T. Her face, her structure, everything he knew down to a T. So she had to make sure that she get everything on point. And because she was around her friend a lot, she said she kind of knew things that he liked eating. The way how the woman used to got certain things set off in her cabinet. So she just went and she did everything just like that woman. And that brat did not even know it. So the thing for me is, if a woman want to leave because you're abusing her, you're beating her in the house, let the woman go. Let the woman go. Why would you go and try to harm her? For what reason? You know that what you're doing to the woman ain't right to begin with. You're abusing the woman. Essaying the woman, if you're essaying her verbally, mentally, whatever, physically, let the woman go if she wants to go. Because that's her choice. Because guess what? In her mind, she didn't come here for that, right? That's not what God put her on this earth for nobody to be beating on her constantly and whatever else he was doing to her. But he didn't know that, he didn't think that nobody knew. Because when her friend said to him that the moment that she told me that you were beating on her and I told her to leave and she didn't, you know what he said to himself? Nobody was supposed to know this. How did she tell her this? So you see, he wanted to do that. Make everybody believe that he's the best husband out. He ain't harming her. He ain't doing anything to them. They're living a nice, good life. I see you in there, Marsh. Tessie, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you all for sharing. Appreciate you. Kathy J. Ahmed, I see you. He wanted everybody to feel like they had a great life. Not knowing that when you come up with an excuse like this, that your wife suddenly up and disappear and gone and left you. Is people going to believe that? Is everybody going to be swallowing that pill? For people that they had no problems on the outside to other people? That's why it's good to tell somebody. Don't keep it inside. Because look, if she didn't tell her friend that, and the friend didn't know that he was beating on her, the friend would have probably think maybe she's really just tired of this town or whatever, or wherever they live in, and she just gone. Maybe she met a new man and run off. She probably would have been thinking along the lines that took her to that place to go and get surgery, to plan all this, to bring this man down. She probably wouldn't have. She probably would have not known that he was beating her friend in that house, and she would have just felt like their marriage was perfect and something else happened, right? Only God knows. So when you're going through anything as women, whether it's people there beating on you, no matter what it is, right? You need to speak out. Tell somebody. I know you can't trust everybody. You should trust God. But even though we say trust God only, right? You should still tell at least one person. There got to be one person that you can share something like that with. Peggy said, let me see here. Peggy said one of them nasty. Jesus. All right, let me read it on the phone because it's too long for me to read here. One of them nasty men Kpai his wife and went into his area where he grew up in Jamaica and left her body. What? Sorry. But he lied and lied about her whereabouts. After that was found of his wife was her bones, skulls. Oh my God. When the police were not investigating him, he slithered himself with her 3 or 4 children into Canada where he's hiding. Oh Jesus, I can't understand these guys. The woman was no trouble to him because she was accomplished in the home. Wow. What the hell? So you want to tell me, Peggy, that even though he went and slipped himself over there in Canada, that they can still like make him come, they can't find a way to prosecute him from there? Look, I've heard of things where men Kpai women in Liberia, and they still were able to get them from this country where they had run to. So my question is, can they do that? Just like this one that had Kpai, the woman in America, and he left America and ran and went to, I think it was Ghana. And guess what? They got his butt. They still got him. So they should be able to do something like that. They should be able to do something like that, meaning to go and still prosecute him and bring his butt back to Jamaica and put him on trial. That's so sad. And he feels so comfortable. Oh my God. To take that woman and her children, to take the children. Wow, wow, wow. That's crazy. Tessa Sterling said, I heard about that, Peggy. Did that happen like in recent years, Peggy, or a while ago? I'm curious. Oh my God. Because if they know that it's him, meaning that Kpai her, they should be able to go and get his butt from over there in Canada. He should not be able to be hiding now. Because once he into Canada, when you enter these countries, right, you got to fill out that form. But I know a lot of people lie. You know the form you fill out about where you're going to be staying, who you're going to be staying with, whatever, if you now come to the country. But if he slid into Canada, if he got papers over there or whatever, or get mail coming to him, there should be ways that they should be able to track that man. What the heck? That's crazy as hell. I see you in there, Janice Josephs. Good morning, she said. All the beaches. Hope you had guys had a wonderful weekend. Yes, indeed, darling. I did. I got some time to really fully recover in my stomach. So, yes, I did. Wow. So, Peggy, I'm curious about that. Meaning that if they did any testing and figured out that his fingerprints were there, were even on her, well, Jesus, wherever he buried her, they should be able to go and get his butt. Don't care where he run to. As long as they know the country that he run to, they should be able to go and get him and prosecute him. He should not go free like that. No. That's why I said there's a lot of cases of things happen like that. And some of the cases you just go cool. Why do they go cool? Because people are not investigating. Some people they're not doing anything about it, right? They're not doing anything about it. And then people just stay there and nobody do not get no kind of justice, nor nothing. Unless it's a family that they know that something was not right. They know that maybe this man or this boyfriend was local obsessed. They want to see her talking to nobody else. And they believe that it's him. Is when they would really press on the investigators and the police department to really look into it further. But there's a lot of Jane Does out there that these things happen to, and they don't ever find out who did it. And in a lot of cases, like I said, it falls down to the boyfriends, the husbands, or sometimes one of their close friends that did these things to them as well. Mm-hmm. So damn sad. Yep. But you know what? What they say was hidden in the light will come to the dark someday. So some of these things, even if it takes years and years, look at that woman's situation, right? 10 years, he was scot-free. Thought that he had done this crime and nobody would ever figure it out. He hanging and doing business with the big people in the town, big contracts and stuff like that, and just living his life like nothing. And think that he would have gone like that for the rest of his life. Not knowing that there was one person, or maybe not more than one, because that investigator as well, the guy that was working at the police department, that probably always felt like he was a suspect, always felt like he did something, but they just couldn't find no evidence on him. Those people were still looking out and watching him, meaning that they still had theories about him. So sometimes that's all it takes. For one person or two people to say, you know what, we're not going to let this rest. No, something is not right. I believe that this body did something. Somebody needs to be watching his steps and what he's doing. So that is so crazy, Peggy. I never really honestly heard about anything like that. I happened close to home, meaning even when I was in the islands, of nobody doing that. And then, you know, but you hear about it all over the world. all over the world. You hear about these things. And sometimes it even takes 20-something years for these cases to be solved as well. But eventually they are. And when it hit home close to you, like how it did with that woman, it's even worse. It's even worse because it makes people feel like they want to go to the lengths that they're going to do whatever they have to make sure that their children or their family members or friends get justice for what was done to them, you know. So as that man was telling his story, he said, okay, yes, I Kpai her. Yes, I did. She said she was going to leave me. The friend had tears just coming down her eyes. She was just, tears just falling down her eyes is what she was saying. Just hearing him telling of what he did to that woman and how he just wrapped her up. And he even told him exactly there's such and such a mile where he got her buried. And I'm sure that after all of that, they probably went up there and dug up that grave there because, you know, I mean, it's only going to be bones, but at least they would know that, hey, the mystery was solved, right? From missing person to death. But I guess then, like I said, it wasn't going to say that based on what the friend came and told him, that just say that the missing person is come back home. What else could she do? So yes, my people, I didn't see Peggy type nothing in there anymore because I'm curious to know if in Jamaica, I know Jamaica is like the islands, any other islands, right? They might not go that far to really go and try to prosecute him or get him come back to Jamaica for him to stand trial for this, you know, what he did to that woman. I know that. But you know what? When you're in America, or any other countries, UK, all these places, yes, these people will pull different type of strings to make sure that they get you. All depends on where you're gone. Because some people will go to places where they can't be touched, you know, and they know very well where those places are. So they will do it. Oh, yeah. So let me see. I don't know if Peggy type anything else in there, but Pearline, I see you. Marlene Williams, I see you in there. So guys, we just chatting about something that I saw on YouTube, a real life story. So I don't know if anybody else saw that, but maybe you haven't, because it was only out there. When I saw it yesterday, it said it was only out there so far for 3 days. And obviously the names that they give inside of that thing are probably not the people's real names. You know what I mean? How they just do those things. And they just talk about it. They didn't even tell you what happened. Meaning, like, whether it was in the U.S. or which country, they didn't elaborate on none of that. So I guess it wasn't meant to be elaborated on, because things like that just happen all the time. Well, let's see what Peggy's saying, that Simply Sweet Peach, he have connections with certain people in Jamaica. He had a business. He had a business where he gets contracts through the, thank you so much, Tessie, for 100 stars. Appreciate you, darling. He gets contracts. Oh, okay. Let's read this one. He had a business where he gets contracts through the government. Really? The government is slack because the man was the first to be interrogated. This happened about 2 years ago. Wow. Where he hides himself on Canada. People finds him but true friends and company and his connections with the law. Nothing came out of it. Wow. The lady's twin sister knew something was wrong, but her sister wasn't telling her much. But she was trying to keep track of her. That's why the search for her sister was really fast. Her missing, I see. Wow. Now you see that now? He's using his status of knowing people and working with them and the government and all of that. People like that, yeah, they would get people to cover stuff for them. But that's so sad, my people. My people, that's terrible. Wow. Yes, but I could see how something like that will slide. And not only Jamaica, darling. Any other islands, think about it. any other islands, it probably would have been the same thing as well. Nothing would have probably come out of these things, because once they interrogate that first person, guess what? They tell them a story, they just let them go, okay? Because now they got to do their research. They got to do their investigation. And half of the time, guess what? It's the islands. The investigations ain't going to last for too long. Yeah? The moment that they spend a few days or a week and they can't find nothing, just gone cool. So even if they find that person's body, guess what? If there ain't no evidence, there ain't no fingerprints around where that person was buried, nobody to blame, right? But it's so unfortunate. And it's so sad that things like these are still happening. I'm telling you, they're still happening. I'm telling you without a doubt that these things are still happening. But nobody ever is brought to justice for these things. Nobody. And that 2 years ago. Wow. And then the thing about it is, for what reason? What was the reason? Did anybody say? Nobody knows. Because I'm sure that he ain't telling nobody nothing. He ain't going to tell nobody, oh, well, they find out that she went with another man. Or, oh, she said she was going to leave me. He ain't going to tell nobody nothing. Because then if he tell people them stuff, it going to point to him that he is the one. It going to point to him, right? That he is the one who Kpai that woman. If he tell anybody, oh, man, you could believe that she was going with another man, taking my money and then sleeping with this other body and that other body. Oh, she was going to leave me for this other man. I see you in there, catty. He wouldn't want nobody to know them things. Because again, it's going to point back to him. So he got to keep everything undercover is what he has to do. It's so sad. It's so sad. But what can we say? We know that this will go on for a lifetime because these things don't stop. They don't stop. They don't stop. Look at a local man in 2021. It's 2025. Look at a local man that in 2023 was saying that he wanted his ex to be Kpai or jailed. He's not going to be happy until his ex is Kpai or jailed. That's what I'm saying. Look at this story. This was 10 years ago, right? When that man Kpai his wife. Peggy now telling me about a story that happened 2 years ago. Now we saw screenshots on this blue app from a ex that was also saying that he was not going to be happy or he was not going to stop whatever he said until his ex was Kpai or in jail. And then you ask yourself again, why? What was the reason? What was going to be his justification or his reasoning on why? Why did he want that to be done? He won't be able to tell nobody. Because the woman never came out and said, I'm leaving you, I'm divorcing you. No. You're the one who said, I am filing for divorce. I'm going to divorce this person because X, Y, Z. Okay, divorce the woman and go on with your business. Go live your life and do what you got to do. Why turn around and be wishing these kind of things on a person? For what reason? There's more fish in the sea. Judy Francis, thank you. There's more fish in the sea. And not only more fish in the sea, guess what? If you ain't treating the woman good, if you're the one who say you want to leave the woman, what's the problem? Then go ahead, leave. Do you and let the woman do her. But no, you want to be the one to leave. You want to be the one to say, you know what? She cannot live life and be happy. She cannot be spending money and I can't be spending it. No. She needs to go to jail. Or she needs to be Kpai. Does that make sense? It does not. It really does not. And there's a lot of men that think just like him. Like they got to get some sort of revenge. But again, why? Why? You're the one that say you want the divorce. What is the problem? Did the woman tell you that your tool was too small? No. She never said, okay, you go ahead, get your divorce because you know what? You just got a little sausage there anyway. You think can't even reach this long when it get hard. Go ahead, man. Did she ever say that? That will warrant him to get upset and pissed off? To say, I want you jail or Kpai? No. None of that. But still yet again, You wanted the woman Kpai or jailed. And it don't make sense. Don't make sense. I will never understand it as long as I live. Rosemary Hoyt said, good afternoon, Sweet Peach and everyone. Simply Sweet Peach, today's story is a true definition for a good friend. Yes, indeed. You said it. That friend went all the way. She was not stopping. Because why? Her friend already told her what that man doing in the house to her. He's already beating on her. She's already telling her friend, you need to leave him because you don't need no husband that's going to beat on you. She never left him. So you think that suddenly her friend go missing and she can say, oh yeah, she ran off with another man. Oh yeah, the beating became too much, so she ran off. And never tell me that's her friend, that we've been friends since we were 16 years old. And before that, I went through thick and thin. That's why that woman, she did the right thing by going all the way. Because justice is going to be served for her friend. That night was wonderful, Raphael. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you. Justice will be served for her friend. You know what I mean? Exactly. So that's why I said, anybody out there that's being beaten on, no matter what's going on with you, tell somebody. Tell somebody. No, sometimes we don't want to tell people things and let people know our business, but there got to be one person that you feel close to that you can just say it. Because you never know what's going to happen to you. You never know what's going to happen next. Exactly, Judy Francis. Yes, little sausage. Yeah, because you know, when women come out and tell men things like that, when men decide that, oh, they're going to divorce you because they saw you this, you that, you hurt their feelings, you all of that. You know, and men put women on blast. So here, women can come and say the same thing too. Meaning they can come and tell people how terrible you are in bed, how small your sausage is. But do they do that? Some don't. Some do not. Yes, I heard these two. There were two Liberian guy, a man and a woman, that the woman brought the guy to America, right? Through papers, obviously. And he got here, he did the most. Let me tell you something. Two of them was out here on Facebook cussing. They were another like, oh God. You would think that they ain't spend no time together. You would think that they were not married. But they were cussing at one another. And he was talking about her. And then the old sexual thing coming about the bedroom. And I said, Jesus, take the wheel. That's what I'm saying. This one that came on the media, it did not go into that part. It did not go that far, right? But we already know that the tool is not good anyways, without anybody telling me. Because everybody that come and test it, they just keep saying, you know what, I can't eat this sausage no more. I gotta go and get some yam or go and get some cassava or something dry. This sausage ain't working out. Everybody else that came along after suffered from that little sausage there and they just run away. They run far as hell. They said, let me go and find a ground. Let me go and find a ground where I can harvest some cassava or some damn yams or sugar canes. And they just exit. But the wife, right? The one person that this man said he wanted to divorce was the one that stayed with that little sausage. Be careful what you ask for here. Be careful what you ask for in this life. Because that one person that put up with that sausage, it's not many people that can come along and put up with that here. So, no. But again, you asked for a divorce. You wanted a divorce. You were in your feelings. And what's the problem? What's the problem? Just go on. You don't have to turn around and go and try to get revenge. Or go and try to say you're going to hurt this person. What are you getting revenge for? For what? Because now you're suffering because nobody can eat this, your sausage the way how this person used to eat it, or handle it, or fry it up, cook it up the same way. But that's what you asked for. So why not just go on with your life and be done with it? Yes, some people might say, this woman that got Kpai, maybe her mistake was her abuser who was abusing her in that house. Don't tell them in no argument that you're going to divorce them. I'm leaving you, I'm going to divorce you when nobody else isn't around. Because you don't know what that person going to do next. Look at that fool. The woman said, I'm divorcing. I'm going to divorce you. And what he do, just grab that woman's neck. And that was the end of her. Nothing more could come out her mouth. All because she said she's going to divorce him. She should have pack a bag and leave, and then come out on camera or do something or send a voice clip saying, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. And just move on with her life is what she, but would he have let her move on? He probably would have stalked her because he probably would have wanted to Kpai her for leaving him anyways. So when you say A, you got to say B, right? But at least she had a good friend that was there for her. And even in passing and she's gone, that friend still was there to make sure that justice was served. So again, women, don't sit down and take certain things from these men because some of them are really local. And when you and them alone in that house, guess what? They could do anything to you. Sorry, guys. They could do anything. When you think that they won't do certain things, going that far, some of them, they temper when they get so upset. You'll be surprised how far they go. But Selma said the sausage was rough on the outside, but soft as on the inside. No, that sausage was soft on the outside and softer in the inside. I'm sorry. That's why nobody can stay with that sausage for too long. Sorry, yo. Exactly. A man like that tell you that he leaving you. Okay, no problem. No problem, buddy. When you wasn't around, I had to pull out my sugar cane all the time. So go ahead. Who cares? Oh God. Mara says, speaking of sausage, on Saturday I was doing DoorDash, and I had to Elias. March, are you serious? Oh my God, that's too damn funny. Guys, do y'all see what Marge wrote? She was doing DoorDash on Saturday, and she had to buy a delivery, an adult toy bullet. Oh, Jesus. I'm dead, March. What? Somebody actually had that DoorDash, March. That person should be ashamed of themselves. They should have gone to the store and get that. But hey, you're a delivery person, right? They figure that you don't know them. So this person that's delivering don't know me. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Maybe that person is also dealing with a sausage as well. And maybe that sausage probably was not available at the moment to be fried. Or oh my God. Marge, that's a good one. Jesus, take the wheel. I will never forget that. That's the first time I ever heard of that. Wow. Somebody DoorDash. Wow. Can you imagine that somebody get a DoorDash from a toy store, and it's probably, but I'm curious though, Marge. Marge, where did you pick up that DoorDash from? Oh my God. Did you pick that up from Walmart? Did you pick that up from CVS? Jesus, take the wheel. Oh God. Thank you for giving us a laugh this morning. Somebody actually DoorDash that. Jesus. I would have been so, well, I mean, when they put the stuff at your door, they can't see your face, but they know your address. Marge, did you actually go and pick that up from Walmart or CVS or one of those places? I'm not sure how DoorDash works, meaning, well, I think DoorDash, you got to go and do the shopping, right? Oh, God. That's just it. What is this world coming to? I tell you, these delivery apps will get people in trouble. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that a woman orders something like that, right? And the person that doing the delivery is their boyfriend or their husband? Can you imagine what kind of argument that going to cause right there? So, Lord Jesus. Let me wait and see where Marge bought that from. You want to be a person can order that from Amazon? Come on now. They could have ordered that from Amazon through Prime and get it delivered probably the same day. Or, well, if it was coming next day, it probably wasn't going to be no good for them the next day. They probably wanted it like right there. Mar said, I was kind of embarrassed, but the guy at the register used to DoorDash, and he said he had delivered there. Oh, God. Walgreens. Oh, my God. I'm done. I'm done. What is this world coming to? Jesus. What are these people going to be ordering next? Oh, God. I hope that it was a woman that ordered that, not a man. Maybe that's where Pinky ordered his thing from. Oh, God. He probably, no, Pinky ain't so bold to get DoorDash to bring that. He probably make the store himself. Oh, Jesus. My God, my God. He went to the store, had on his Guys, let me show y'all. Pinky went to the store. Wait. Oh, God. Jesus, take the wheel. Pinky went to the store like this, guys. So that way, only up top there will be showing. Oh, my God. Jesus, Jesus. That's the first time, Marge, that I ever heard that somebody had delivered said that through DoorDash. I am serious, though. These apps are getting too... No, it's not the apps, it's the people. These people are getting to be too much. Oh, my God. Jesus, Jesus. What will they think of next? I am sure, without a doubt, that... yes, Bryce said, right? You can order anything. I'm sure without a doubt that maybe some of them even order the toys as well, the deals. I'm sure that they've probably done that too. Wow, wow, wow. I would have never thought in a million years that somebody would be ordering something like that. Walgreens. Jesus Christ, man. Anybody on a live video that interested in ordering a bullet, you heard it. You can get it from Walgreens. I know that Walmart sell them things too, because when you go in the sanitary areas and things, you see the people got them locked up there. So I know Walmart is. And to go at the register and buy that, and you're not making a person. This is not for me. Can you believe that somebody ordered this through DoorDash? Oh God, Margie, is that what you told the guy? Can you believe that somebody ordered this through DoorDash? Because you want to make it seem like you're the one that buying it for you. Marcy, it was the first time for me. Oh my God. Well, thank you for sharing that, because I'm going to be laughing at that forever, because I'm shocked to hear that somebody ordered on DoorDash, okay? But Peggy said years ago, I worked with a single woman. She had one child home, and the child took the deal outside the bedroom, and I seen it. What? She grabbed it so fast and threw it. What the hell? Oh my God. The child brought... But how she leave that child's... seriously? To embarrass herself. If that was somewhere hidden in a closet on the top, or locked away somewhere in a little safe, no child will be able to get that. That's crazy. But I mean, the child don't know what it is, right? But she was embarrassed. That would embarrass anybody. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Mom, DoorDash is here. No, leave it. Leave it. I'm going to get it. I leave it, I said. But, Mom, I took the M&Ms are in the bag for me. I said, leave it. I'm coming. Oh, God. Jesus, my God. Lord have mercy. Marcy, yes, I said it's not for me. You told the guy at the register, it's not for me, okay? Don't get this twisted. Jesus, that's a good one, March. I wouldn't buy it through the... I'm telling you, right? No, if you need something like that, go and take your behind to the store and buy it yourself, or order it from Amazon. Because when it comes from Amazon, it's nicely wrapped up. Nobody can see what it is. I mean, when you deliver it to person door, you can't just gonna put it like that. Either you gotta leave it in a bag. But that is so funny, Marge. Oh, Jesus. What will they think of next? Lord have mercy. Me, I tell you something. I went in, well, no, let me lie. I went in one of them stores twice, right? And the second time, I don't even know how I end up in that store, because I wasn't meant to be in that store. But anyhow, that's where they... That's the address they lied to me and tell me. The first time I went in that store was with my ex. When we lived in Tampa, there was this one of those type of stores. We just went in looking around. I see all these things, and I was like, damn, all these whips and all these kind of things. I'm like, what the hell? I'm telling you exactly, Judy, if they had an urgent itch, so Amazon was not going to work. Amazon Prime, I don't care about no Prime coming tomorrow. DoorDash is the way to go. Oh my God. So let me tell you guys, the second time that I ended up in one of them stores, you wouldn't even believe how I got there. I was in Orlando. And I was looking for, oh my God, some place that somebody told me about. Was it the African store? A store that somebody told me about I was looking for. So I got in the vicinity of the area. And I stopped at a gas station. I asked them, look, I'm looking for such and such a place, but I'm not seeing it. They told me it's around here. Oh, yeah, what's the address to this place? Because like I got the right address. The man give me the address. Let me tell you, I go on now, I drive in, I got my GPS. Oh yes, I'm happy I'm finding this place. When I end up in the parking lot, and I look, well, what the hell? I don't see the name of this place. But I see this, and I said, what the hell? So I went in, and if I'm not mistaken, there's a video still on my page showing some of those same types of stuff that I saw in that store that day. If I go back, I bet you will find that video. It was a few years ago, maybe 2022 or 2021, but that video got me still here because I never deleted it. And I say, you know what, man, look, let me go in this store because maybe if I go in this store, maybe this person in this store could tell me the correct address for the place I really need to go. Because I can understand how I end up in the parking lot of this shop. And it had one or two other places. And I was like, maybe I'm missing it. I got in there. I got distracted, right? I was still looking for the store I was looking for, but I got distracted because I started seeing all these things. And I was like, Marcy K, thank you so much. Happy Monday to you as well. And all of you. Thank you for the 1,000 stars. Guys, I got distracted. I was going in the store to ask the people working in there about this store I need to go to. But as I come in the door and I start seeing all these things, and then I see they got this behind counter that got all these different sizes of stuff, and I'm like, what the hell? Guys, it's me with my phone. I took out my phone. The woman said, oh, no. You can't record it here. I said, oh, well, I'm just taking a little pictures for my friend that wants to buy stuff. I had to come up with something right there and then. I just wanted just a few pictures. You know, my friend is looking for something like this and I just want to take a few pictures. But I can't put the bad things on the web. So I only put some of the stuff, like the clothes. They had the most outrageous things, guys. Not just all the deals and all the different bullets and all that. They even had the explicit clothes to wear and all these. My people, I tell you, that was my second time in one of them stores and I never crossed paths for another place like that. I don't even think I even bought anything from the first one, to be honest. I think we just went in there because we had heard about it and we just went in there to look around and I'm like, oh, these Spider-Man things and all these little boom boom things, like I was like, this is just too much. too much. But yes, have I ever bought anything online from any of them places? I did. From Amazon though. But that's another story. That's too explicit. But DoorDash is going beyond now. DoorDash is going the way out there. So now, Marge, thank you for sharing that this morning. Because that took me to a different thought here. So like, what? Somebody DoorDash something like that? Damn. They must be really missing out on something. Or they must be over there watching too many things that are giving them that DoorDash. What will they think of next? Marge, let me know next weekend. Let me know the time and somebody get you to buy something more outrageous than that, please. But I'm sure that people do it all the time. I'm sure that people probably DoorDash, CONDONS. I'm sure that people probably DoorDash all kind of different things that we probably will be shocked about. But who wants somebody to DoorDash them things to them, even though the person can't see your face, because they're going to be at the curtain waiting. Why is it DoorDash here? You got to pick it up before the kids come and grab it. They can't see your face, but Selma says, sweet pea, so you went to 50 Shades of Grey. Let me tell you, darling. I tell you. And as you walk around them stores and you see all the things that them people got, you would never even imagine that there's some of these kind of things out here. Like, I was really shocked. That store in Orlando, that had even more stuff than the first store that I ever been to. Way more. Why? Because the store was big. That store was as big as probably a 2-bedroom apartment. That's how big and long it was. Because they had plenty things. They had things even up on the wall that you wondering what the heck. They had the most, my people. And I told the lady, wow, you got a lot of stuff in here. She said, yeah, but you know, even exotic dancers that dance in the strip club and stuff, they come here and buy stuff too. I said, oh, okay. But I can understand why, based on the stuff that they got. That's why she said she didn't want people recording, because of the kind of things that they sell. Yes, Marge, there were Spider-Man, those suit things with the face thing. They were like made stuff, don't know, those short dressing thing you could wear. But there was a lot of stuff in that store here. I don't know if they still got it, but it was not a very big store. But thinking about it, I can remember exactly where it was in Tampa too. And I was like, no, this is just too much. This is too much. But people do spend a lot of money on those things here. I even hear somebody talking about, or they ordered something called a rose or something from Amazon. And I was like, what the hell is a rose? So obviously I went on Amazon and I researched it. And I was like, Jesus, take the wheel. What would these people think of next to make for people to be buying? So, Marge, I don't think that nobody going to get you to deliver no rose, because I think that that's probably only online. But that person really needed that thing on that day when they asked, when they wanted DoorDash to deliver it. Otherwise, they would have been so ashamed, because they got their name. Not that you could do anything about it by exposing them, but you got to go to their address and deliver it. Could you imagine, Marge, if you had gotten there and the person already had the door open waiting for you? That would have been the most embarrassing moment there, to get your door open just waiting for a delivery person to bring it. Jesus. Oh my God. I wonder how Peggy bought his. You guys think that Pinky went to the store and just got his? He came back like a thief in the night with it under his arm like this. I could see him right now, just like how he was holding them papers in that little clip we saw, right? He coming back with his thing like this. Smiling. I got it. I got it. Oh my God. Jesus, take the wheel. Lord have mercy. You got to get a good laugh. Mara said, nope, drop, just drop and run. You run like if you're so busy, right? That you got to get back to the next order. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. But wait, it's so weird. So I'm curious now, Mara. So when the person order it, then that mean that they order it specifically from Walgreens, right? Cause well, yeah, that's I haven't ordered from DoorDash a lot. You can tell I mostly order from Uber or maybe that one called Instacart. I think it is. So when the person order it, I'm sure that they probably specify Walmart. So you gotta go in store and shop for it. That's how that went down, Marge. But Marge, I'm curious though. When you went shopping for that, did they have options to choose from? Or did the person already selected their own? And I'm sure they selected it, right? Because they want it. And they had more to choose from. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. They pick Walgreens. Back to food. Oh my God, I am doing great, Barbara Lee. Thank you for asking. Well, Marge, thank you for making our week, because we had a good laugh today. Anybody that's not joining this live, if you need anything exotic, anything out of the norm, and you don't want to wait, you can order it through DoorDash. I'm sure they could probably order it through Instacart too. I'm not sure how that one works, but I'm sure they could get it through Instacart too, right? So Mary said, yes, they selected it. You have to scan it to make sure you got the right one. Oh my God. Lord of mercy. I thought they were sold out. So I was rifling through all the products that was trash that, oh Jesus. Marge was like, I ain't going to no other Walgreens to be looking shame, walking around looking for no dang on bullet. Let me sorry guys. You know my allergies, my nose. I found one left in the back of the shelf. You probably pick up somebody's tool that they had hidden back there that they was planning to come back and buy. They probably had to go and get some money and come back and get their thing, Marge. You took the person's last toy. How dare you, in the back of the shelf? They put that in the back of the shelf for a reason, so they could come back and get it later. Marcy, of course, a guy that used to do DoorDash can't get the big plastic case off of it because he doesn't know how. Jesus, the one that works at the store, right? Oh God, okay, because they got those things sealed. He has to call someone else up front to, what the hell, to the register, really? Shame on him. Look at the DoorDash. He begged back to doing DoorDash, yeah. Working at Walgreens, they open up those cases for people that's not for the week. He needs to go back to doing some DoorDash. Oh, God. But at least, Marge, while he was waiting for somebody to come back, at least you got to clear the air. This is not for me. I'm a DoorDasher, and I'm just here to pick this up for somebody that really needs it. Hello, Emma. Emma, are you back, Emma? Or are you still on your vacation? Oh, my goodness. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much again for sharing that, Marge. All right, my people. It's about that time for me to leave. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you all for keeping it real, always. Conversations, right? We are not naughty, just conversations. We're women. Some men are on here. But hey, if somebody shares some experience that they had shopping for these kind of things or whatever the case is, we'll talk about it, right? Just like how I will tell you guys about the thing that I ordered from Amazon one time when it's the right time, maybe a free start. Oh, he was a new employee. Okay. I guess he know how to open up them things, yes. Yes, you're back, Emma, or yes, you're still on vacation. Which one? Are you still on your vacation or you're back? And if you're back, welcome back. All right, my people. Let us go for today, and we will do this again on a Wednesday. That's why I put no caption. Let's free it today. Free it. Sonia Pink, thank you so much for $100. Appreciate you. Marcy, right? That's when we were chit-chatting about that. You see, there you go. Don't worry. You having a problem opening that, buddy? Don't worry. It's not for me. I'm just a delivery person doing DoorDash. So, I understand. But I'm glad that you got that moment to do that anyways, because guess what? That man would have probably said, that woman, she just bought a bullet. Wow. She couldn't wait to get it out. She couldn't wait either. He probably would have said something about you. Reality, exactly. No need to be sorry, darling. This reality is life, is, it's things that people that encounter, right? Look at you, Marge. Did you know that on that day that you was gonna get a call to go to Walgreens to buy some bullet? No. You probably was like, what the hell? What? A bullet? I gotta go and get this? Me? Can you imagine? Thank you, Donna. Can you imagine somebody that was so shy and felt like, me, I would never dare anybody see me getting those things. Then you're going to work for DoorDash or Instacart, and on your order, you need to go and buy a dildo. You need to go and get a bullet. What? Oh, shucks. No, I'm quitting right now. Oh, God, Rosemary Height said, thanks for the laugh. You're welcome. I will send you pictures from the family. Okay, Emma. Thank you. Let's thank Marge. Marge is the one that brought the laughter to us today. And we appreciate it, Marge. Thank you so much, darling. Shereen Brown, I see you. She said, good morning, Sweet Peach, and everyone. Happy Monday. Long time not seeing you online. Have a blessed week. Thank you, darling. We be online Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, around 7:30. We come early during the week. On Saturdays, still 9, so that's why. But yes, Marge, Marge is the one that gave us this last today. Thank you. Nothing wrong with sharing your experiences, things that you see, things you encounter. Nothing wrong with sharing it. And even if saying that you encounter, hello, don't be shy unless your husband watching or your husband will hear it. But if not, just live your life, darling. Reality indeed. I love you all. Thank you to everybody. Send the stars, share this video, and just being here, keeping it real. And Marge, if you're doing any DoorDash this week, give us some updates, okay? Not that I'm saying that you will encounter another one of these, but you never know. People might request these very often from you. All right, my people. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.